Hey YouTube, today is Friday, June 19th, 2020, and today we're going to review the FFF number 352 titled New Website. Looks like Factorio.com is getting a makeover. If you like this sort of video, thank you very much for being here and clicking on it. Number two, hit that like, subscribe button, ring that bell so that you get notified whenever I drop a new video. Number three, please share this video. Any of those things are free and help me out immensely. If you have a question or a comment for me, leave it in the comment section below, or you can come by live every Friday night on twitch.tv/clowntown. That's Friday night during U.S. Central Hours, and we unpack it together, and as well as we do a new player night. So you can be part of the chat, interact with a lot of the subject matter, especially if you're a new Factorio player. We'd love to have you. With that, let's get to the FFF. All right, Friday Facts, number 352, new website by Clonin, friend of the show, and Sanqui, new friend of the show. New websites. Over the course of the past year, you have seen the team put a lot of effort into polishing the game to get it ready for full release. No kidding. They've done a lot of it. There's no doubt this is the most important effort here. We're all here to play the game. At the same time, the website is often the first thing that people encounter. True. If I go to search Factorio as a keyword in Google and I hit Factorio.com, that's my first impression, right? And for many, return to every week, and in for many, right? Unfortunately, until this point, it looks like more websites have been neglected. Yeah, kinda. The current set of websites are a complete mishmash of styles, are not coherent, and do not fit with the look of the game anymore. That's very important. So yeah, they are very different. The forums is where most of the interaction probably takes place. Forums and the mod portal look very similar. The wiki looks very different from them because it's a wiki style, and then the wiki looks different than the splash page, right? The buy the game here, etc. And it is all Factorio.com. That's a great question. Which website am I looking at again? It's true. We set out to rework the looks of our website last year to make them harmonize. Great word. Great word for a non-English speaker, a non-English native. I've seen more Europeans who did not know English as their first language use this word very effectively, called harmonize, and it's not a level 1 kind of English word. You know, the, we, the verbs, and the I'm going to go to the store, that sort of thing. Harmonize is a level 2, level 3 word, and I've seen them use this word more often, and I'm impressed every time I see it. At some point, I intend to learn another language or two. I hope I can do their languages as honorable as they do mine. Albert and Alice, I don't know what the sound is above that S, worked together to design the new website and make mock-ups in a process not too dissimilar to the GUI work in the game. Of course, web technology is a different beast from anything the game uses. Correct. My task is to take the mock-ups for each page and implement them as closely as possible with my own creative liberties notwithstanding. Right. So now they have a game that now has a very unified look, which is very different than the web page, which has 4 different looks, and try and mash that together. And by the way, they're different technologies, like Lua and all of that other business over here versus HTML and CSS over here. Very, very different, right? So it looks like they've shown progression. The process from the original page to mock-up of the new version. My approach to creating websites is conservative in a way that mirrors the philosophy when you use developing the game. Right. The Factorio website doesn't use a fancy modern JavaScript framework, and I'm not a JavaScript hater. There is no harm in using JavaScript to make parts of the website interactive, and of course, many web applications wouldn't be possible with it. But for a website like ours, avoiding the use of bloated JavaScript frameworks helps keep everything render quickly. That is true. And of course, websites can be browsed without JavaScript as well. To get the looks right, I set out to create a CSS framework to visually mimic the Factorio GUI style, and that link is to the 243rd blog post. Gosh, that was 2 years ago. Where possible, I avoided the use of images. It keeps the page fast and ensures it stays sharp on all resolutions and all levels of zoom. The other thing they need to think about, which I'm hoping that I'm going to get here in a minute, is what happens when we turn this on, right, or pull up on an iPad. It's got to be responsive. For instance, the buttons match their game and counterparts closely, but are made by only using shadows. Oh, interesting. The only exceptions are the arrow facing to the right, which simply isn't possible to reproduce using CSS. I bet you someone right now, they read that and they went, and they typed and Sanqui got a bunch of messages on that note alone. However, even then, the performance is kept slick because the graphics for it are embedded in the style sheet. Good. The layout for the new pages with sleek grids is enabled thanks to modern CSS technologies like Flexbox and CSS Grid. No floats, no tables. That's good. And then, ooh, this looks neato. Hey, a PayPal option. Check out today. Steam, GOG, recommendations, etc. At the same time, the mod portal also received the new design. Yeah, that's important. Because, I mean, think about your own subscription. For those of you in chat, think about your own experience. How much time do you spend? Rank them for me. How much time do you spend on Factorio.com front page, the mod page, and the forums? I would wager it's like this: forums number 1, mod portal number 2, Factorio.com splash page number 3. Mod portal and the forums is number 1 and number 1A, right? I also took the effort to unify login sessions between the main website and the mod portal. Yeah, that's huge. Customer experience, user experience, bam. This Friday Facts is the last time you're seeing the current style. So enjoy it while it lasts. The new website will go live sometime next week. Once the new design is out, don't forget to click the rockets. Oh, okay. They've left us a little surprise. Okay. Now that's the framework. Now the content. Here's cloning. My part of the website update was to go through all the pages, updating the content with a side goal of reducing the overall numbers of pages we have by either merging pages or just deleting what we no longer value. Good. Since 1.0 is so close, I decided just to pretend that 1.0 is already out and update the content to match it. Boom. That means that there is no mention of early access, ongoing development roadmaps, alpha releases, etc. This allowed me to clean up pages quite a lot, right? Yep, and make them much neater and more clear. This might cause some confusion until 1.0 is actually released, but that's just 2 months away now, so not that big of a concern for me or the users, I would say. That's a good assumption. Artwork page, cool. While going through the press kit, I found myself wanting to include some of the cool images that we've made over the years that aren't really screenshots, like the 2020 rocket poster. Yep, that's my splash page on Twitch. Or the player, yep, player character. Or the biter giving a toast to the new year. Yep. Player and the biter giving a toast to the new year. I remember that one. That's, let's see if that's on this page. See that one in this deal. That was a good one. Initially, I thought I would just throw them into the press kit page willy-nilly, and that will get them out there. We have some really nice images that are good things for YouTube thumbnails. Yes. Ding. Website articles and reviews, or Twitch streams. So I really wanted them to be accessible at least somewhere. However, having them on the press kit might mean they aren't exactly discoverable to the average player or the new website visitor. Correct. So I decided to add a brand new page called the artwork page. Initially, I just added the nice flashy posters, the 2020 rocket GDS cover, but I figured there's a lot of interesting images we can include from the years publishing the FFF. So I went through all the 350 blog posts to try to find the best images to put up on the page. And avoid images that show old graphics or potentially confusing, outdated information. Correct. Right, so now there are very few pictures that he can include now with miners, right? Because now the miners are remade. So you can't have old miners, can't have old beacons. The new wreckage. Yeah, achievements. I guess the belt style. Yep, the new belt style has to be updated, right? The player, all of the models for the player. Yep. The new and the new substations. That eliminates a lot of stuff if you have the old substations in. It feels like the artwork page is a great showcase of all the work we've done over the years, and I'm really happy on how it turned out, gathering the best images and compiling them into a single page. It started to seem like we were really reaching the finish line. You are. That's true. And we have some closure on the alpha development. It's been a long journey. While we have a lot to look forward to with Factorio development, part of me feels sad knowing this chapter of the game is drawing to a close. I agree. Let them know on the forums what you think about it. Yep. So there you go. New website. I'm looking forward to this. The Factorio website was kind of outdated, and with the time is now to have all of this redone prior to launch, so that you have a good first experience, and so that the first thing that someone looks for when they type into Google and they get a search engine to go find it is Factorio.com. And they should have the best experience possible. And I think it's another huge thing that only really got one sentence of mention is this one. Single sign-on. That's big. I took the effort to unify login sessions between the main website and the mod portal, so you no longer have to log in twice. That's big time. That was a pain. Well done. All right, thank you very much for watching this video. Hit that like, subscribe button. Leave me a comment if you have a comment on anything that we talked about today. Link to the FFF is down in the description below. Again, join us every Friday night for New Player Night and the FFF review, and we'll also take a trip through Reddit and look at some of the stuff out there. With that, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.